Welcome to the Boring Lesson channel, where we make biology just boring enough to help you remember it. This, the part 1, will cover biology from the cell to the systems of the human body. Biology is the study of life. That includes all living organisms, plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, and everything in between. It's about how life functions, how it evolves, and how it stays alive. It helps us understand ourselves, our environment, and all the things that make Earth squishy and alive. To be considered living, something must have a few key traits. It must grow, reproduce, maintain homeostasis, respond to stimuli, and use energy. Viruses, they're kind of borderline, which is why scientists still argue about them. Cell theory states 3 things. 1, all living things are made of cells. 2, cells are the basic units of life. And 3, all cells come from pre-existing cells. Simple. Foundational. Every textbook starts here for a reason. There are 2 main types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells, like bacteria, are simpler and lack a nucleus. Eukaryotic cells, like yours, have a nucleus and other organelles that do specific jobs. Let's zoom in. Eukaryotic cells have organelles like mitochondria, the powerhouse, ribosomes, protein factories, and the endoplasmic reticulum, shipping and receiving. Each organelle plays a role in keeping the cell alive. The cell membrane is a selectively permeable barrier. It lets in what the cell needs and keeps out what it doesn't. It's made of a lipid bilayer and is crucial for communication, transport, and defense. Diffusion is when molecules move from high to low concentration. Osmosis is diffusion for water. These are passive processes, meaning the cell doesn't have to use energy to make them happen. Active transport is when cells use energy to move molecules against the concentration gradient. It's like swimming upstream. The cell uses ATP, a molecule that stores energy, to power this work. Cells divide through mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis is for growth and repair. Meiosis is for making gametes, sperm and egg. Both start with one cell and involve copying DNA, but the end results are different. DNA is the instruction manual for life. Genes are sections of DNA that code for proteins. These proteins make up your body, from enzymes to eye color. Everyone has DNA, but everyone's is slightly different. In transcription, DNA is copied into RNA. In translation, that RNA is used to build proteins. It's like copying a recipe, then cooking the dish. This process is how genes become traits. Mutations are changes in DNA. Some are harmless, some cause diseases, some create beneficial traits that drive evolution. Mutation is random, but it's also the raw material of natural selection. Charles Darwin proposed that organisms with traits best suited to their environment survive and reproduce. Over generations, this natural selection leads to evolution. It's survival of the fittest, though fittest just means most adapted. When enough changes accumulate, new species can form, a process called speciation. It's how humans and chimpanzees share a common ancestor but took different paths. Evolution doesn't stop. It's ongoing and everywhere. Taxonomy is the science of naming and classifying living things. We use a system that ranks organisms from broad to specific: domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. You're Homo sapiens, by the way. There are 3 domains of life: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Bacteria and archaea are prokaryotes. Eukarya includes animals, plants, fungi, and protists. Despite differences, they all share some basic cell features. Biology uses the scientific method to study life. Start with a question, form a hypothesis, test it, collect data, and draw conclusions. If results support the hypothesis, great. If not, revise and try again. Biology helps us understand health, disease, ecosystems, agriculture, and climate. From developing medicine to protecting endangered species, it's behind much of what makes modern life possible. Boring? Maybe. Useful? Absolutely. That's the end of part 1. You survived. In part 2, we'll dig into genetics, biotechnology, and human body systems. Stay unexcited, but informed. This is the Boring Lesson channel. Subscribe if you don't want to miss more. Welcome back to the Boring Lesson channel. You've made it to part 2 of our Biology Basics series. Last time we covered cells, DNA, and evolution. Now we'll dive into genetics, biotechnology, and human body systems. It's still boring, but in a helpful way. Genetics is the study of heredity, how traits are passed from parents to offspring. It's all about genes, DNA, and how combinations of alleles determine what makes you, you. Gregor Mendel was a monk who studied pea plants in the 1800s. He discovered dominant and recessive traits, laying the foundation for modern genetics. He's the reason we use Punnett squares today. Punnett squares predict genetic outcomes. You cross alleles from 2 parents and calculate probabilities. Capital letters represent dominant alleles, lowercase are recessive. It's basic math meets biology. Genotype is the genetic makeup. Phenotype is the physical expression. Think of genotype as the recipe and phenotype as the meal. You can carry a gene without showing the trait. Not all traits follow simple, dominant, recessive rules. In incomplete dominance, traits blend. In codominance, both traits show up. Think red plus white, trust pink, or blood types AB. Sometimes mutations lead to disorders like cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia. These can be inherited if the mutated gene is passed from parent to child. Biotechnology uses living systems to develop products. Think genetically modified crops, insulin production, or DNA testing. It blends biology with engineering and data science. DNA fingerprinting is used in crime labs and paternity tests. It compares DNA segments to see if they match. Everyone's pattern is unique, unless you're an identical twin. Cloning creates a genetically identical copy of an organism. Dolly the sheep was the first clone from an adult mammal. It's controversial but fascinating. Stem cells can become any cell type. They help repair tissues and are key to regenerative medicine. Embryonic and adult stem cells are the main types used. Your body has multiple systems working together: nervous, circulatory, digestive, and more. Each system is made of organs that perform a specific function. The nervous system controls communication using electrical signals. It includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. It's your body's fast response team. The circulatory system pumps blood through your body. The heart moves oxygen and nutrients to your cells and removes waste. It's your biological delivery service. The respiratory system brings in oxygen and expels carbon dioxide. You breathe in through lungs, which swap gases with your blood in tiny air sacs called alveoli. Food goes in, nutrients come out. The digestive system breaks down food with enzymes and absorbs nutrients through the intestines. Waste goes to the large intestine. Muscles allow movement. They work with bones to help you walk, lift, and breathe. There are 3 types: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. The skeletal system gives your body structure and protects vital organs. It also makes blood cells in the bone marrow. Yes, bones are very alive. The immune system defends your body from pathogens. White blood cells detect and destroy invaders. It learns and remembers enemies through vaccines and exposure. Welcome back to the Boring Lesson channel. In part 3 of our biology series, we're diving into ecology and environmental science. That's right, ecosystems, energy flow, and how everything is connected. Still boring, still necessary. Biology basics. Ecology is the study of how living organisms interact with each other and their environment. It looks at food chains, population dynamics, ecosystems, and more. It's life, but zoomed out. Ecologists study life at different levels: organism, population, community, ecosystem, biome, and biosphere. From a single ant to the entire planet, it's all connected. Biotic means living, like animals, plants, bacteria. Abiotic means non-living, like sunlight, water, and temperature. Both affect life in every ecosystem. Energy flows through ecosystems in food chains and food webs. It starts with producers, moves to consumers, and ends with decomposers. It's the circle of life, scientifically. Producers make their own food, like plants using photosynthesis. Consumers eat other organisms. Herbivores eat plants, carnivores eat meat, omnivores eat both. Decomposers like fungi and bacteria break down dead matter. They recycle nutrients back into the ecosystem. Without them, we'd be buried in waste. The water cycle includes evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and runoff. Water moves through the air, land, and living things in a never-ending loop. Carbon moves through the atmosphere. Plants, animals, and fossil fuels. Photosynthesis takes in CO2. Respiration and burning fossil fuels release it. Nitrogen is essential for proteins and DNA. Bacteria in soil fix nitrogen so plants can absorb it. Animals get nitrogen by eating plants or other animals. Population ecology looks at how populations grow, shrink, or stabilize. Birth rates, death rates, immigration, and emigration all play a role. Every environment has a carrying capacity, the maximum population size it can support long term. Go past it and resources run out. Limiting factors like food, water, space control population size. They prevent unlimited growth. Competition, disease, and predators are examples. Biodiversity means variety of life. It's key to ecosystem health. More biodiversity, more stability. It makes systems more resilient to change. Invasive species are organisms introduced to new environments where they have no predators. They can take over, displace natives, and disrupt ecosystems. Humans affect the environment through pollution, deforestation, climate change, and habitat destruction. Our footprint is global and growing. Climate change is driven by increased greenhouse gases like CO2. It causes global temperature rise, sea level increase, and extreme weather. Conservation means protecting natural resources. This includes national parks, wildlife refuges, sustainable farming, and renewable energy. Sustainability is using resources without depleting them. It's about meeting today's needs without harming tomorrow's. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's it for part 3. You now know how ecosystems function and how we fit into them, for better or worse. Up next, part 4, cells gone rogue, aka disease and immunity. Don't miss it. Or do. We're not the boss of you.